Hello everyone, my name is Artur and today I'm going to talk about the spec-driven development approach. And during the presentation, we learned what is a SDD, what toolkits and frameworks we have. I will share some links, and of course, today we are going to do some live coding session. And let's start. What is spec-driven development? It's an approach where the specification plays a crucial role in software development. Before implementing any feature, we need to prepare comprehensive documentation files like requirements, design, etc. It depends on the toolkits or frameworks that you are going to use for spec-driven development. And based on these files, based on this documentation, the coding assistant agent will be able to implement the feature in more deterministic and predictable way. On the market, we have next players like GitHub Spec-Kit, BMAT method, Kiro, Tessel, and others. Since it's a hype at the current moment in AI sphere, I believe somebody is at the current moment is creating a new framework or toolkit for us. And here are the links that I will share later with you, where we can see that I also created a framework for spec-driven development. And today I'm going to show this framework. Okay. What we are going to do, again, we would like to understand, is it possible to use spec-driven development in existing legacy project? As an example, we are going to use eShop repository that was provided by Microsoft. It's e-commerce application with some interesting patterns and approaches that we have inside of this repository, as well as a new technology was added like .NET Aspire. And based on mixing of technologies, it's pretty interesting. Will we able to do it spec-driven development in smoothly and correct way or not? Okay. During experimenting with spec-driven development approach, to be honest, I wasn't able to apply Spec-Kit or BMAT for eShop containers application. It wasn't successfully, and based on some experience, I was created a new one that is particularly dedicated for eShop repository. And my suggestion, like if you like to use something generic like Spec-Kit, you will, I would say it's your responsibility to adjust this approach for your particular project. I believe you won't be able to apply SSD with Spec-Kit or BMAT from the box for your legacy project. For some simple project, you will be able. And what we need to do for the frameworks that I created. First of all, it's working with GitHub Copilot, and we can see the next structure of the folders like prompts. It's a set of reusable prompts that you can use to apply SDD, and as well as we have Copilot instructions file where we are storing all necessary rules that the agent should follow during the implementation of the feature. And some quick step, what we need to do is just clone this repository and review and fulfill the instructions, Copilot instruction files. If you take a look at this file, I just post some placeholders with rules that we should describe for agent, like how we should scaffold a new project, how we should add database integration in the current solution. Do we have any MCP service for gathering documentation related to up-to-date information or up-to-date information about the technology, etc. Like also, we can post here the tools that we are going to use during the implementation of the feature. And since we are going to use .NET specific technology, I connected MCP server to receive information from Microsoft. So based on this MCP server, the agent will be able to gather this information, for instance, for integration, some database in .NET Aspire with all relevant and up-to-date information. And as an example that we are going to use during the current session, we have a Copilot instructions where we have like a rule for new project scaffolding, where we describe that, for instance, we would like to use minimal API rather than controller-based application, etc. So don't use Swagger. If we would like to find something, use these particular tools for MCP, etc.
So basically, Artur, this time instead of trying to do some things without a proper tool set, you are really well prepared. So you have a lot of prompts. Do you have prompts or?
Yes,
yeah,
yes. I will show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and we expect that. So previous time when we tried to do the improvisational way of implementing the functionality, we didn't get really good results. So now, you believe that, well, at least you told us that you are able to achieve much better results in case if you tune the Copilot agent by a proper toolset, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Moreover, as AI enthusiast, I would like to achieve it with the standard models rather than the premium models.
It's even more complicated. So you are not going to use this Claude Sonnet fancy models or GPT-5 ones that are quite expensive.
And of course, in your subscription for GitHub Copilot, you have limit of requests for premium models. As a result, if you will use every time premium models, you will reach the request limit. And okay, to start implementation of SSD, my personal opinion, we need to enrich our repository with appropriate documentation about your project, about your architecture of the project, etc. And to do it, I prepared some reusable prompts for you, like project overview and architecture. What we can do? Let's go to Visual Studio Code. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code because we have strange syntaxes between Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio for running one of the prompt, for instance, project overview. In Visual Studio Code, we just need to type splash and project overview, and that's all. But for Visual Studio, you need to type it in the manner of calling just a file in this term. And for me, like, it's more handy when you can use it in like command style rather than file style. Okay, and if you take a look on the first prompt that we are going to use to enrich our project with overview MD file for each project, we can see like, okay, this prompt receives the input argument, the project path for which we are going to describe the architecture, etc. And also here some other stuff that should be highlighted in this overview file. And at the end, we would like to receive overview MD file as an output from our agent. And let's do it. I've already made some overview, for some of the project because it's time consuming just to see, okay, what we can do. Type project overview and the path to, for instance, identity API project, like this one. And just waiting when agent will be able to generate overview MD file.
Yeah, I would like to pay attention to the fact that you are using the Visual Studio Code. I think
Yes.
it's Insider version,
Insider,
right?
yes.
Okay, and you are a brave man, yeah, so you are not scared with the fact that the Copilot agent can break your project files, solution file, because it was a big problem for me when I tried to do that in Visual Studio, but in Visual Studio at least I had some tools showing that the particular CSProsh file is broken. So well, at least I got some meaningful errors, while in your case,
I just trust.
okay,
Yeah.
and accept everything that.
Yes.
Okay.
Because and so as you can see, we just run project review command and
Okay.
output of this command, the agent generated overview MD file. If you take a look
Mhm.
on at this file, we can just see what is the project, the purpose of it, summary, like the structure of the folders inside of this project, some component diagram in Mermaid, style, etc.
Mhm.
Like everything that we have here, it's like just following the instructions in the project review prompt file. And okay, we receive some necessary information, but again, we can proceed with next.
Uh, uh, so,
Yes,
Arthur, there is a question. What are we going to achieve? Did you describe the task?
of course, yes. But
Okay.
before, as
Okay.
I mentioned, it's like a recommendation.
No,
Uh,
I mean, I
yes,
mean overall, what our goal? So the goal
yes.
is the same. We want to add the coupons. So this is eShop application from Microsoft, and we want to enrich it with extra functionality. It's quite a large project with a number of technologies used. It has front-end, back-end APIs, microservice style, and we want to add the coupons support. We want to implement a new coupon API that will be able to store the coupons, and these coupons should be taken into consideration when the order inflow is happening. And
Yes,
so you
yes.
should be able to enter the coupon value once you are doing the checkout. So that's the goal,
Mm-hmm.
Anton.
Yes.
Okay. It's the same what we tried to do. So you probably didn't
Previously.
visit us previous session, which was, I think, a month ago. It's the same what we tried to do, but previous time I was unprepared. I just tried to use a vibe coding style, full vibe coding style. This is what is very popular in nowadays. So a lot of videos on YouTube where folks are just doing some vibe coding, unprepared, completely unprepared, just voice input, and usually in those videos they came to success. In our case, we just had a partial success. It took a lot of time to make the project compilable. Then there were some issues. So Arthur believes that the same things could be done much more efficient. So the problem, Arthur believes that we just didn't use the toolset properly, agent toolset properly. So he invented his own his own. Yeah, it was
Framework, I
funny,
would say,
Anton. I agree.
right?
Yeah, and Arthur reinvented his own um, way of his own framework to do that, to do the agent mode development. I couldn't say you're doing a vibe coding, Arthur, to be honest. It's not a vibe coding.
Yes.
It's a framework on top of agent mode.
Yeah, as you can see, now again, I tried to create a review MD file for web app application, and to achieve it, the agent decided to read the whole folder, related to web app, to understand what we have. In addition to, since we have some dependent projects, I mean, the web application have dependency to basket API, to catalog API, I believe, yes. Instead of reading all these files for these dedicated projects, the agent just read overview MD file for those projects. As a result, we save the tokens for us. It's why important, also create overview MD files for each project. Again, we generated some files for web API. But again, if you take a look, it's again our responsibility that everything that is described inside of this overview MD file should project in correct way. And I see that for web API, I don't see the pattern of registration, a new form and handlers for it. Because if you take a look at this project, they decided to use very strange pattern for it. And if we don't describe it, we won't be able to achieve proper style for new form registration from agent perspective. As a result, you can do what you can do again. You can just say, okay, analyze the specific file. In our case, I'm going to use cart page file to extract the pattern of adding a new form and handlers for it. Write the step-by-step guide in the overview MD file for web app. And we can just add it as a context. Again, we are trying to enrich our documentation with as much as possible relevant information before following the SDD. Okay, as you can see, it was added with all information that we need to achieve adding a new form to our application. Okay. So let's generate the last one, project overview, and continue with next, like for app host, for our orchestration project.
There are some questions in the chat. Folks started debating about the approach that you are using. So this is right. So MD files. Can you just really quickly reiterate what you brought as an input framework? So you brought a bunch of MD files. Yes. So what was there?
Yes, the first.
Super quickly.
Yeah,
because we need to focus on.
The first one is to enrich repository, but again, it's my personal opinion that it should be there, like appropriate documentation about describing what patterns you have in your repository, etc., etc.
So this is what you have in prompts, right?
Yes, and we have, and for simplifying this project, the reusable prompts were created, like project review, where I described what I would like to see in each overview MD file for a particular project, how it should look. And also we have a next phase related to enrichment process of the documentation. It's architecture prompt. Again, it just describes in high level the blueprint of your application. Okay, we received it. And the last step for enrichment of it, just type architecture from architecture comment, and and after that
For everything.
we will start. Yeah, it means that we are going to create architecture file for the whole solution rather than particular project. And as you can see, instead of reading the whole solution, all files that we have in our repository, the agent just is reading overview MD files. As a result, we save our tokens to generate architecture MD file, and that's all. Okay, but you can omit this step. Yes, you can just start with SDD approach. And to start it, what I have in the framework that I created, I have the first step related to requirements. What we did. To start, we need to generate specification where we can see what we are going to achieve, what we are going to implement, and agent will help us with transforming our initial requirements in like user stories, yeah, in function requirements and non-function requirements, in design files, in order to help again the agent coding assistant implement our feature in more convenient way, yeah, without some unpredictable questions, etc. And what we're going to do, we are going to type requirements command and input what we'd like to achieve. Like I have a task for creating a coupon functionality. It should be a new coupon API. We are going to use MongoDB as a primary database for storing coupons. We would like to have CRUD operations. On the UI, we would like to post a new form related to applying coupon below the shopping cart total, and etc. And here, it's again, we need to write as much as possible information that we would like to do. Also, inside of this file related to requirements, I have one interesting point. Like before generating any files, any requirements, we need to identify and resolve all like ambiguous, like reference ambiguous questions before implementing our feature. And as you can see, the agent asks us, what are we going to do? Like, should the coupon apply only manage coupon CRUD or something else? Like, etc., etc. What coupon type we are going to use, percentage or fixed type. And what we can do, we can just use recommended options, like to simplify, yeah. But of course, it will be better to read every point carefully and answer questions for the functionalities that you are going to achieve. But for demo, I just use all recommended options. What we can see, the agent now is going to create a function requirements to implement our feature. The agent decided that we need only 7 function requirements, and for each function requirement, we can see a FRMD file where it's like a user story, yes, where we can see as an admin of the system, I would like to create, apply, and delete coupon. And also, in addition to it, we have some design file with some interesting with some design consolidation, data flow, what affected components we will have, etc. Okay, so everything was.
So Arthur, you generated specs for the whole, right? For the whole solution, not just only for API or just for API now.
No,
API. Okay.
it will be the first function requirement related to
Okay.
API, the second one related to MongoDB integration, etc., etc.
Okay.
For the all
I mean,
all requirements.
UI requirements are also there, right? UI changes, user interface changes.
Yes. As you can see at coupon form below the total, I believe it will be like this one maybe. Oh, we'll see. As a shop, I want to see the coupon code and discount amount on my orders page, yeah, etc. Yes, everything was described. Okay, so we created described. We created function requirements, and what I noticed that it would be better to divide this requirement into small and executable tasks for agent. And to achieve it, what we need to do. I have another command, I would say, related to decomposition. What we are going to do, we are going to receive the features that we are going to implement, as well as the function requirement for which we are going to make decomposition of our function requirement into small and executable files. Okay, let's type decomposition, and as a parameter, we need to put what feature we are going to implement, because in the future, this requirements folder will be, for these requirements will be added a new requirement, etc., etc. And here we just need to put which functionality we would like to use. Okay, function requirements. For the first function requirements, we are going to decompose it into small and executable tasks. Okay, it's implementing it. Perfect. So what we have here, the agent read all necessary files and decompose our initial function requirements related to creating coupon API into small tasks, like the first task, scaffold coupon API project. The second, integrate MongoDB, implement coupon model, implement coupon endpoint, etc., etc. So what we can just say, okay, approve. And now we are going to see the list of the tasks for this particular function requirement. Okay, it's generated, and what I'd like to highlight is, remember I showed that we should have rules, yes, for our project, and it's important part, because based on these rules, the agent will be able to understand how what we should do. Like, okay, we are going to use minimal API or controller base, etc. Like, for me, it's an important part. And what we should do next, again, we just need to create the same stuff for all other requirements, like decomposition for function requirement 2. And just wait.
It's interesting that, Arthur, you actually achieved a kind of state. So you implemented a state in these MD files with the tasks Yeah, and you are marking each task as whether it is completed or not.
Yes, if you take a look, the
So it's kind of
checklist MD file is created as well. So it allows us to just click the task command, and the agent will understand, okay, the next task is scaffold coupon API project. And as soon as it is completed, the status will be delivered to completed, and the next task will be the second. It means that, okay, if you have a break, coffee break time, yes, you can just go to your kitchen, and as soon as you're when you go back, you will be able to proceed with a particular point of implementation. So okay, bunch requirements. Approved. Okay.
so you're not going to check if the solution is buildable at all, or you are?
It will be during
Okay.
the implementation as because the mandatory
Okay.
ensure like the changes do not break existing functionality, and it means that as soon as we type task command, with the features that we are going to use, I believe perhaps we won't do everything step. I mean, for each requirement, because I see that we don't have a lot of time, and maybe we implement like for 5 function requirements, etc. And I will show that next step relate in this approach. Like let's generate again, let's decompose function requirement 3, etc. Also,
So there is a question, and I think the answer is no. Do you commit all the features and tasks breakdown into the repository? You are not committing anything right now, so it's all local. Another question is about the estimations. How much time you spend on these explanations to GenAI? Yeah, I mean, you definitely probably spent a lot of time on inventing this well, polishing this approach. You probably used a spec repository as a starting point, then you adapted so it became handy for you. You definitely spent the time on that, but once you established the approach, it is kind of scalable, so you can solve similar, not similar, but different tasks using the same algorithms. Different functionality could be implemented using the same algorithms.
Yes. And why I didn't use the existing frameworks like Spec-Kit, because the Spec-Kit looks like this. We have a reusable prompts, but they use another other names, yes, for it. And but it's too generic. It tried to achieve the huge auditory like Python, JavaScript, etc. And unfortunately, it doesn't work for this particular case for .NET for eShop repository. But as I said, perhaps for you for your project, you can use existing frameworks, existing toolkits, and it can work. But if it doesn't work, in this case, you need to adjust existing toolkit or framework, or create a new one, as I did.
Okay. Yeah, let's proceed with the task.
Okay, maybe let me decompose one more time. But we just type comments, without any without any implementation, like without touching our code, etc. We just receive, okay, we just need to create this, and this. Okay, now we are going to approve and start implementing
Anton, answering on your comment, there is such file. I think there is a checklist MD. This is exactly the state where we have the plan of execution plan and um, all the tasks are marked as completed, not completed. So Artur did exactly that.
Okay, let's proceed this task implementation. Just to speed up, yes, because we don't have a lot of time and maybe in the end somebody would like to ask additional questions. And what we have a task prompt that allow us to implement the dedicated task in our list, in our checklist. And now we are going to start with the first function requirement to create and apply repository or to apply coupon API. What we need to do. Okay, tasks. And what feature we are going to use for implementing and what function requirements. We are not going to specify which task we are going to do because we have a checklist for this purpose.
Artur, when you are clearing the chat, are you clearing like the full context as well?
Yes.
So okay, so then actually there was some comment from Anton. Actually, Artur is doing the cleanup of the context each time once he executes the command. So he can close the window of the Visual Studio Code and open. It will be the same. The effect will be the same. It is very reliable and repeatable what he is doing.
Yeah, because if they look in the history, we have all the stuff that we did, yeah. But I wouldn't like to overload the context window for LLM. Because I would like to prevent hallucination based on the previous responses, etc. So, and my recommendation, the task execution of the task for each function requirements in the same context window. So, okay, I just type that I'm going to implement the first function requirement, and based on the reading the checklist file, we can understand that we need to scaffold new coupon API project. To do it, the agent wrote us, I would like to scaffold project, add to solution, reference in app host, register in Aspire distribution builder, and service default registration. If you like it, we just say, okay, approved. Let me close this one. Approved. Now the agent is going to create a new, but it's not successful, I believe. Maybe. Oh, they use correct one. Perfect. As you can see inside of terminal, we have an error, yes, related to package. But since it's an agent, he can understand that we need to .NET restore its recommendation inside of the terminal, etc. Okay, just approve. Okay, now it's going to adjust it.
Probably
again,
need to allow, or you don't want to allow all for this session. So you prefer to
I prefer, yeah. I really prefer to see what's going on.
Okay.
But of course, you're able to make a setting inside of your Visual Studio Code to apply everything, yeah, for execution. It added coupon API inside of app host. For coupon API, we added service defaults. Inside of app host, we add project coupon API. And now, as I mentioned, in the rules that I have for task prompt, we need to understand that everything that was added, it isn't broke our solution. And the agent is going to build a shop solution to understand that everything is correctly.
Yeah, so Vladimir, not sure what you wanted to say. Yes, obviously, in order to use this approach, you should be an experienced person and you should understand what is going on. It is not for a junior who just graduated from the university and who was assigned a task like that. So obviously, this is not for that case.
As for me, it can improve the productivity for you. What I mean, instead of just just do some repeatable work, etc., you can delegate it to your agent based on the spec-driven development. What your responsibility is to control what was generated, and if we use like vibe coding, yes, we are not able to control, because if we just say, oh, I like this feature, it starts changing a lot of files.
While you're saying, can you allow the build? Because
yes. And yes, it's our responsibility, because with vibe coding, if we type like, I would like the coupon functionality and just say what I would like, we will see a lot of files that will be changed. Yeah, because we don't have any incremental approach, etc.
You need to.
I hope it will fix. Yes, but it's need time. We have to fix it, etc., etc. But now we are able to control. Maybe we can find something, and instead of again repeat like build, etc. But I believe in LLM.
Okay, so I think Vladimir specified a bit more details. How would you able to recheck? Yes, so you are able to recheck on your own. So you need to go through the generated files. You need to review each and every change. This is the only way, of course. So Artur did some rehearsals. He knows what is going on right now. Of course, yes, that's not a surprise, I think. So that's why he's not as precise in doing the reviews. But on real projects, you need to review each and every change.
Yes.
Whether it is a performance boost, I think it is still a performance boost, and it will be faster than a manual code writing. I guess I'm pretty sure it will be faster. It will not be like 100 times faster, but it will be probably 50, who knows, maybe 2 times faster. Definitely need a precise measurement. So this is what we are doing. We are experimenting. We are trying to understand how this tool set can boost us, how we can adapt it for a day-to-day usage, what gains we can get.
Yes, I totally agree.
I don't think, Artur, you are trying to prove that this approach is like the only correct way and everyone should switch to that.
Experiments.
It's just an experiment. So let's see the results. So previous time it took us more than I think 1.5 hours to achieve quite bad results. So let's see if we are able to achieve the better results in a shorter time frame.
So as you can see, the first task was completed. It was in the completed status, and now we can again just click task for the first function requirement, and as you can see, the agent trying to receive the information related to integrating MongoDB inside of the .NET Aspire distribution application. Because if we don't add some MCP related to gathering information, the agent will follow we follow the information that inside of this LLM based on the data sets. But in data sets, we have a lot of information related to using just MongoDB driver rather than Aspire MongoDB driver, etc. And so, as you can see, what we are going to do now, we are going to add Aspire hosting package. We are going to register MongoDB in app host. We are going to add MongoDB client package, etc., etc. And more or now because if you take a look on the previous session, unfortunately, the agent wasn't able to understand that we need to use, for instance, Builder and MongoDB client in the client application. It cannot understand how we should register Mongo. Is remember we ask Sonnet for, and etc. And this LLM just regenerated the whole program file with unnecessary changes, etc. But now we have more incremental approach with small steps. Okay, let's approve. Again, I'm not writing the code. I just validate validate all steps that are going to be added. And if you find something that is not correct, just type, for instance, yes, if you find something, just type it in for your agent, or perhaps you would like to do it manually. It depends on the situation. Perhaps manual process will be faster than just achieve something with agent. So what we have here, it was added in new registered MongoDB with CouponDB, and also we added a reference to MongoDB to Coupon API. What we have else? We have that for Coupon project, we added MongoDB client. And again, we would like to understand that everything is good. And also, as you can see, the connection string is written in Aspire convention way. Okay. Just waiting. And it's not live coding yet. We just control, etc. I believe with this approach, we can delegate some, as I said, some time-consuming but not complicated work to agents. In the future, I believe we can achieve something like, instead of controlling this one with controlling with applying some running some commands, etc., we can delegate to the agent assistant to do everything in autonomous way. And I believe maybe we can think about it as well to show you how you are able to just delegate this without like typing any commands, etc. Okay, the second step was implemented as well for the launch requirement one. The second task was marked as completed, and we can proceed. Again, tasks. Now we are going to implement task 3. What we are going to do, we are going to define model, create a repository, implement MongoDB, etc. So approved. It because it's a hype at the current moment, like spec-driven development, like this approach of implementing any features. And we're trying to understand, does it really help us? yeah, with development. Okay, what was coupon model that specified some properties for MongoDB, etc. Coupon repository interface, etc. Okay, let's take a look. Let's check that everything is working. We have errors.
Okay, so it got some errors and trying to adjust, right?
Yes, yes. What? Yes, and just added model.coupon here to fix it.
Yeah, so yeah, not very nice if we leave this. And I guess there are some namespace conflicts appeared. So, but this is what you should polish, right? So you should polish after you generated the code manually. Should.
So again, it's see errors, trying to fix it, etc., etc. But again, we don't touch the code; we just control it.
Yeah. So this Aspire integration is a little bit tricky for it.
Yes. So looks good. Now we are able to proceed with the task 4.
Okay, let's proceed.
Yes. Yeah, just maybe I'd like to highlight the difference between the previous session and the current
It's a big
session.
difference, Artur.
Yeah, because on previous session we won't be able to control any changes. Yes,
This is what we were shown, right?
yes,
by a lot of YouTube guys.
because
And a lot
for
of
me
demos.
yes, on YouTube we see, oh, vibe coding is cool. You can
Yeah.
just type what you want. Perhaps in simple and small projects it's okay, but for the complex project it won't work. Vibe coding, yes, but in this case we need to find the approach to apply all this AI stuff in the project, in the legacy project. And
Yeah.
so what we have, yes, we have coupon API with all validations that we need, etc., etc.
Looks like that.
Yeah, before okay, next. And what we will need to do, because I see we don't have a lot of time, yes, we will need to do the same for each function requirements. And at the end, we will receive the work solution for our feature. I've already did it, yes, with this particular requirements, and yeah, guys, we will be able to achieve it. And as you can see, we achieve it
Artur, press approve
without.
and we'll see. Yeah.
Oh, I need to run it. This maybe I will show you. I will post a screen maybe. Yes, or you would like to see in real.
No, I mean, if so, once you complete the first functional requirements, that at least probably you should be able to run the
The working
Aspire.
solution, you mean?
No, I mean you will get an Aspire, and there will be an API, and we will be able to use a Scalar UI to do some
Got it.
CRUD. Well, at least, yeah, because yeah, obviously you spent a lot of time on explanation, and within the hour we didn't achieve the final results. Yeah, probably. Yes, you can maybe show some pictures, but let's see what we achieve.
I got. Okay.
Yeah. you need to allow?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, how about the following, Artur? What you can do? You can commit your changes to the repository and with all the MD files, with this checklist MD with the status, and folks who are not sure that this is the kind of repeatable and you can close the AD, then come back to the work, they can clone your repository and proceed with the execution of this exercise on their own. And if you are not lying to us, then they will get the coupon API integrated with UI in like maybe an hour or so by just running the execution of the next functional requirements, approving, reviewing, and etc.
Okay, we'll do it. But in this case, I believe I need to fork eShop, eShop, I mean, repository and apply this.
Yeah. Yes.
I will do it for you. And again, repeatable work related to implementing everything that we need. So yes, if I will prepare, as I said, as you highlighted, Alexei, like fork and share with you guys if you would like to proceed from the point that we stay.
Yeah, let's at least complete the FR1. I think it might take you really few more minutes, right? Maybe 5 minutes at least.
I hope.
Yeah.
Interesting. It was added. It was removed. And now I believe it's going to say, "Oh, I implemented map delete." Oh, yeah.
Yes, Vladimir, we agreed that Artur will share the repository with the work, with all the progress that he achieved, and you will be able to clone the repository and proceed his work. So you will be able to proceed with execution of the functional requirements, and you will see if it works or not. And in case if somebody decides to proceed, please share the outcomes if you got the coupon API integrated with the UI. Oh, it executes what? Okay. So it starts integrating, so with it starts doing the changes in the basket already. Oh.
Basket API, like proto, etc.
Where we are now? Okay.
Launch requirements 1. Still. What I'd like to recommend, perhaps for generating requirements, you can choose any premium models, but for implementing, you can choose some of the standard models. In this case, I believe you will achieve more exciting result because for generating some function requirements, etc., I tested and premium models looks pretty good in this case. And to to save some tokens, we can delegate of implementing the feature to more powerful models, because in this case, everything will be described in FR and design files. And as a result, you don't need to have a premium models for.
Yeah, so what actually we can understand that this is not like 5 minutes and you got the result.
Of course,
This
of
is
course.
still quite intensive work. Probably faster than a manual writing because writing an API from scratch, then integrating with all the changes. I think it will take, maybe a day if you are like strong engineer. Within the day, probably you will
In
be
real,
able to achieve.
I spent 1.5 hours to implement coupon API, coupon feature. Yes, the work contained like generating architecture, overview files, etc., as well as implementing the feature. And I spent 1.5 hours to achieve it. Will you spend less with manual coding? Perhaps not.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Probably at least half a day. Well, then 1 hour, 1 hour, but then you will have to do a precise review, so you will probably
Of course, of course.
need to spend at least 1 or maybe even 2 hours to review the code, doing all the testing. So it is like still not 10 times faster, but probably 20-30% faster. And
I think about it not like improve like productivity of
you
your work.
mentioned you are treating this as a reliable way of doing things.
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like it's not 2 minutes yet to complete the first requirement, because to be honest, I see that it's go in no correct way a little bit. Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe because previously every time I use Grok code fast, for me it was like most the model that generates most relevant code based on my instructions, and it follows it.
Yeah.
Perhaps GPT 4.1 is not so good in this case, so it's why try to experiment with models as well. It's not like universal solution for every models, etc. Moreover, you can use a new stuff related to GitHub Copilot. You can create your own agents. In this case, you will be able to. In this case, your agent will follow in more predictable way, because I watched.
Arthur, I think it completed something. Yeah.
Yeah, it completed, but I believe we still have one more.
Okay. Let's run the update for the Aspire and then try to run. Right. So should be.
Okay. It's going just to review, yeah. So everything is
Okay.
here, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's cross finger.
Okay.
With this.
Oh, Arthur, you are not aware that there is a command line for Aspire. You can use Aspire, .NET Aspire, run. Okay, that's okay. Let's run it like that.
in more original way, I follow.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a Docker enabled, or what do you?
Yes.
Docker. Okay. It should be fine.
Let's see. Okay, Mongo is here.
And coupon DB is also here.
Yeah.
And seems like no, they
Coupon
are
API.
starting, I think.
Waiting for starting, yeah.
We can see if there are any log errors.
Yeah.
Why do you need Postman? You can use a Scholar.
I don't have what is color.
Scholar, it's a Swagger UI alternative. So all these projects, they do have Scholar enabled.
Really?
And in
Let's
case,
try.
yes, yeah. So just open any, let's say.
Oh, and he'll see.
He'll see.
And maybe just waiting a little bit more.
Yeah. Maybe there was no Mongo container and it just fetches the latest version or a particular version.
Let me think what we have. Oh,
yeah, now all good.
perfect.
But coupon API is not exposed.
On API here.
Okay, it is exposed. You can try to navigate and then try to type /scalar.
Like this, yes?
Yeah, enter.
No.
Scalar v1. But try the same with another API. I think all the projects. So then it's a gap. It's a gap in your spec.
Yes.
Try
I didn't.
to open another link for
Okay,
another service.
let's identity API, for instance, yes?
Yeah. No, identity API is identity server. No, another one. Let's use order.
Order API.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this one, yes.
Scalar v1. Yeah. So you can scalar v1. I'll type also scalar v1.
Let's
For
try.
for your coupon API. Probably it was also mapped to v1.
No.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
I don't have this one. Oh, okay. Let's take a look what endpoint we have here. Program. Okay, just coupons.
You didn't get rid of this weather thing. Okay.
Yes, unfortunately. What we need code.
Discount expiry date.
Code. Discount. Expiry date. And is active. You'll see. Okay. I just posted because, sorry, I'm not able to show with you the whole Postman why.
Okay.
But I will share the screen.
Yeah, so success, right?
Yes.
And the ID was generated. Well, at least we have an API in place. Well, and this is really reliable way as you mentioned. I think this is quite good result, Artur. I think this is good. And
yeah, I hope.
Again, so you will share uh, the results and people will be able to proceed executing. Artur, you disappeared.
Sorry, I just left.
Occasionally. Okay. Yeah. So don't forget to share the code and the link to your spec was shared, I guess, to your spec repository. And I guess we can wrap up then. Thank you, Artur. It's a very interesting and promising approach. We are experimenting we're getting the results. Thanks everyone who joined us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to you, Artur.
Just experiment, guys, with every approach that we have. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
And colleagues, please do not forget to rate the talk and share your badges, because you see how much work was done by our speaker and our moderator, and we really appreciate your feedback. You can leave it by leaving these badges, pressing button thank you, or read the talk with these stars.